Thanks for staying with us. Moving on to other segments. So on this sponsor segment, we have with us two ladies from the Save the Children organization. Welcome to the show. I have Mariam and I have Edith Gumot. Welcome to the show, ladies. We have Mariam Ahmed, the Youth Ambassador, Save the Children International, and Advocacy Campaigns and Policy Manager, Save the Children International, Edith Gumot. Welcome, ladies, to the show.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having us.
Now, looking at the recently launched report of the state of the Nigerian child, what would you say are the major priority issues on this matter? Let me start with Mariam.
Yes, so there are so many issues that girls are facing today, and they're all intertwined. You know, they're all together. One issue leads to another issue. But the main issues that girls are facing at this time is access to education. There's very little access to education or no access to education at all. There's the issue of insecurity. There's the issue of harmful practices like child marriage and FGM. You know, these are the main issues that girls are facing. On the issue of access to education and child marriage, 43% of girls get married before they're even 18 years old. So that's almost half of the population of girls in Nigeria. And, you know, according to a Save the Children report, the Save the Children 2020 Girlhood Report, it predicts that, you know, in the next 5 years, 600,000 more girls in Africa will be at risk of child marriage. So the main issues, like I said, are child marriage, but they're also intertwined with other issues that I mentioned.
Right.
What does this mean now then for the Nigerian child, the Nigerian girl, when she's faced with insecurity, child marriage? What does that mean for the future of the Nigerian girl?
Edith, would you like to take that?
Okay, yeah, thank you very much. Like Mariam has rightly pointed out, girls in Nigeria continue to face a lot of issues, and more silent and very, very destructive, I would say, to their lives entirely is the issue of child marriage, and then also the issue of access to education. And if you like, I would want to point out strictly more on the issues with early child marriage or forced early marriage, as the case may be. Okay. Imagine a girl gets married at the age of 12. Her life stops, and she's unable to attain any form of progress educationally, and she's unable to develop, and then her needs and also her aspirations are now subjugated to that of the man she marries and most probably the family she marries into. So she's not even given the permission to actually attain life like her contemporaries. So you imagine that the girl at that age is unable to go to school, she is unable to get exposed with no education, and then she begins to carry burdens that are meant for an adult at the age of 12, 13. And in some instances, you find out that when they have issues in the course of the marriage, they get even divorced at an early age of 14, 15, and 16. So imagine getting married as a child, and if you're not lucky, and then you have issues like VVF, right, you get divorced even before you attain adulthood. And in the event where you are living in a conflict area, you don't have access to education, you don't have access to basic care, and in most instances, some of them are even susceptible to being, kidnapped or, right, or, like abducted. So the issues are just compounding for girls, especially girls in the northeast and right, the northwest of Nigeria, where we have issues of early child marriage, right, more prevalent.
All right, so let me go straight to your just concluded program, the Towards Ending Child Marriage in Nigeria, the program just concluded by Save the Children.
Project.
the project just concluded by Save the Children. What I want to find out is what is the impact you believe this would have on child marriage and child education in Nigeria?
Thank you very much. So the Towards Ending Child Marriage was a 3-year project, and it was implemented in Katsina and Gombe, and also, as well as the national level. So what we have been able to achieve thus far is domesticating the 5-year strategy on ending child marriage that was put into effect by the Minister of Women Affairs. And then we've been able to domesticate that both in Gombe State and Katsina State. And then, interestingly, also during the lifetime of the project, we've been able to also, with support of the the State's Children Parliament in Katsina, as well as other key stakeholders like the CSOs and the traditional institution, we've been also able to collaborate with the government, and we had the Child Rights Act domesticated in Katsina State. At the moment, in Gombe State, we are actually waiting for the government's go ahead, and then hopefully very soon we'll have the domestication of the Child Rights Act in Gombe State as well. So you see, having legal backup to strengthen the promotion of children's rights and also supporting promotion needs of children goes a long way to ensure that legal loopholes and lack of enforcement is looked into.
Right.
So for us at Save the Children, we continue to work with government and all stakeholders, which was what we did in the past 3 years with the project towards ending child marriage, to see that all stakeholders get to understand what the risk involved with issues like early child marriage and also lack of access to education for girls. And then we continue to advocate for these issues and also collaborate to promote the rights of children as in this regard.
Yes.
Yeah. What impact has Save the Children made for the girls in Nigeria?
Mariam.
Okay, I would want Mariam to make comments on that as a child. She was a child ambassador and now a youth ambassador.
Go ahead, Mariam.
Well, in terms of what Save the Children has done to impact the lives of girls in Nigeria is the one thing that I always speak about, which is youth involvement. Save the Children involves us, children and young people in whatever decision they're going to make. They have us as part of the round table. They have us, they ask for our opinions and our recommendations and say, oh, what do you think? We're planning to do this and this and this. What do you think? Do you have any recommendations? Do you have any opinions about it? So, and that's something you don't really see a lot of, especially in Africa, especially in Nigeria, where we have this culture of, the adults being the ones to make the decisions for us and not caring whether or not it's the best for us. But then again, you have to look at the fact that these issues affect us girls. We're the ones that get forced to get married. We're the ones that are pulled out of school. So these affect us. We experience these things firsthand. So you have to include us when you're making these decisions. You have to hear it from us who have experienced these things and, hear what we feel about it, our recommendations, what we want to change. And that's exactly what Save the Children is doing. It involves us in every step of the way.
Okay. Yeah. Go ahead, man.
So, Edith, what would you say that Save the Children is trying, what message Save the Children wanting to give to government, CSOs, donors, and what would you expect from policymakers and other stakeholders in Nigeria concerning the situation of our girls?
So for me, I would say the very first thing is to see that government and all relevant stakeholders, most importantly the civil society organization, traditional and religious institutions, ensure the implementation and then the enforcement of all laws that promotes the rights of children. In the event where we were unable to implement these laws, you find out that the violations continue to ensue, and then these children are bound to be deprived of their fundamental rights of being humans. And very importantly is the need to invest in girls' education. Like a lot of very harmful norms and gender, issues we continue to face in Nigeria as a country, especially as relates to the girl child. So it's very important to see that harmful traditional practice are looked into and also considered a breach of rights. And in the event where that is considered as a violation of human rights, then we can be able to prosecute offenders effectively. And that is why we continue to promote the need for domestication of the Child Rights Act. So for the states that are yet to domesticate the Child Rights Act, this is a call to ask that the government should take into consideration the need to have this the Child Rights Act domesticated. Like, interestingly, Sokoto State government, just in the past few weeks, have actually domesticated the Child Rights Act into law. And so we continue to call out for more states, and then having all the 36 states in Nigeria domesticate the Child Rights Act is a big win for all children and all of us in the sector promoting the rights of children. And then also, most importantly, is funding for children's rights, because we cannot implement all of these laws and all the beautiful policies we have in place in the event where there's no adequate funding. So the government should really consider funding for child rights and also funding for girls' education in annual budgets, and also ensure strategic planning to ensure that this funding actually is used for the purpose for which it is actually budgeted for.
Thank you very much, Edith Gamut, for sharing your thoughts on us on this issue of Save the Children. I mean, girl-child rights is something very important. It will be great for every state within the nation to ratify this law so that every child across the country can be protected. Thank you again, Mariam, for joining us. And we just hope that the work you do for Save the Children will continue to show, and more children will be saved. It was a pleasure having you on the show. Let's go on a break now. Thank you very much. We'll be right back.